Well, hello everyone. My name is Zachary O'Shea, and this is Box of Teeth. It's a brand new month, so let's go ahead and start with a brand new big bad evil we can use for a horror D&D game. It's just fruit juice in here, VH splash to be exact, so nothing terribly exciting in case you were wondering. Today, I want to start talking to you about the Pariah, who is a riff off of the classic movie monster, The Mummy, which has had so many incarnations, from Brendan Fraser's famous movie to the more recent one with Tom Cruise, some of my personal favorites with Christopher Lee. So let's just kind of jump right into him and talk about him. Infectious and undying, the Pariah's true name has long been lost to the sands of time. Legend holds that he was once the prince of a prosperous desert kingdom known for his foolishness and generosity. Now he's a looming figure, whip-like in his form, who is covered in rotting, rancid bandages. The little flesh you can see in between them is leathery and kind of flakes off in dry disease specks in the breeze. His eyes are forever open, wide with madness and power and mirth. They're glued open by just this gross, terrible canker. The main fragment of the Pariah's tale that most people will find is that he was the last living soul in the capital city and went mad because of this. He developed a mania where he saw everything around him as colorful and full of mirth and life, despite the fact he was just cavorting and dancing over corpses, grabbing desert sand and throwing it into the air as if it was confetti, and his cackling was like rolling thunder that was bouncing off of the city's crumbling structures and walls. To this day, he never stops chuckling, at the very least, except to sometimes sputter cryptic prophecies. So tortured is this sound, it can actually drive others to madness. Because of this mania, the Pariah thinks that he is a generous soul, and he moves from place to place, sharing the same diseases that made him immortal, though of course they kill everyone else. Wherever he appears, the dispossessed and the lost and the mad flock to his feet and believe that they can find a greater purpose through this greater suffering that he gives them. While they become his minions and they become tools to his end to spread happiness and take down corrupt powers, and then capitalize on that chaos through various plagues, in the end, everyone ends up dead except the Pariah, and then he moves on with a withered smile on his lips. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the Pariah's statistics for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. The Pariah is a challenge rating 11 medium aberration who is chaotic neutral. He's got a very low armor class, but a lot of hit points, saving throw bonuses, a persuasion skill, damage resistance to non-magical attacks, damage immunity to necrotic and poison, and he's immune to exhaustion, frightened, and poisoned. He knows common, deep speech, and primordial. Ability-wise, he has ceaseless torment, so when he is destroyed, his body and clothing dissolve into a pile of lifeless sand over 1d6 rounds. At the next sunset, he is resurrected in the desert-swallowed ruins of his forgotten capital and begins his wandering anew. Only a wish spell can prevent this effect. He also has disease splatter, so whenever he's hit by a melee weapon attack, all creatures within 5 feet take necrotic damage. He has innate spell casting with the spells you might expect: Infestation, Chill Touch, Mold Earth, Cause Fear, Crown of Madness, Ray of Sickness, Hunger of Hadar, Erupting Earth, and Wall of Sand. And he has magic resistance. Action-wise, he has multi-attack for 3 bandage attacks. The bandages are basically whips. They do some bashing damage and necrotic damage, but they carry a deadly disease called the Sloughing Stain. Basically what it is the characters slowly but surely gain exhaustion they cannot get rid of until they get rid of the disease, and exhaustion will eventually kill you. If it does, then the skin and meat pull off your bones 1d6 rounds later, and you become a gibbering mouther. He also has a recharge action of Spasmic Cackle, which is a slightly adjusted hideous laughter that basically his laughter makes you fall over and start to twitch and have seizures and the like, and take psychic damage each round. If you make the save against it, you are immune to this cackle for the next 24 hours. Now, what would a legendary monster be without legendary actions? He does have Whip, which is a bandage attack, Cackle, which uses Spasmic Cackle if available, Infectious Smile, which is Charm Person, and Royal Blessing, which is the contagion spell, sort of. In addition to contracting a disease, if you fail the save, you also heal hit points because he is blessing you. As always, you can find the Pariah and hundreds of horror-themed monsters that are all perfectly free and all for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition at boxofteeth.blogspot.com. If you're interested in the horror role-playing projects I have that are not Dungeons & Dragons, or the horror fiction that I write, that includes Grease Paint right there, which is book 1, and Psychopomps, which is book 2, and out at the end of this month, so go ahead and pre-order. You can always go to www.zacharyoshay.com. As always, I appreciate your time and your attention. Have a great afternoon.